Welcome back to News Geelong on this chilly Friday evening as we turn to the action-packed world of Geelong sport. Good evening, Nathan.
Thanks very much, Meryl. I'm down here at the Geelong Falcons headquarters, but before I catch up with them, we'll hand over to Cal Lowther, who is in charge of the Geelong and District Football League, and he caught up with Bellpost Hill coach Brett Gurgic after their big win over Bannockburn last Sunday.
Fantastic win for the boys today, Brent. Obviously a big game and you got the job done over 4 quarters of good football.
Yeah, I thought we were a little bit off at stages today. I think obviously our discipline wasn't great. We had 2 guys sent off and some sort of poor free kicks and 50-metre penalties and stuff like that. So, obviously parts of the game weren't great, but other parts were really good. I thought our pressure and attack on the footy was good. Maybe we got ourselves a bit too pumped up at the start of the game for the Sunday game and a lot of people and that sort of thing. So, but happy with the result in the end, definitely.
Yeah, you seem like a pretty placid sort of bloke. So how do you deal with when players get sent off? Do you get sort of enraged at them, or what's the go?
Yeah, well, I just see as my job as coach being just to get the best out of every player, and for me to go off at them at half time, I don't know, is that getting the best out of them? You know what I mean? I just sort of say to them, look, you've let us down, and they know that everyone's not happy with them, and it's their job to come back on and make up for it, obviously. But I think it's sort of something we've been good at for about a year and a half, is our discipline. And today, like I said, maybe we got a little bit too pumped up, and they weren't real bad instances. I think they were a couple of them a little bit late, and Chris Mullins looked like just a bump, but but still, we know that's going to happen. So something, as I said, we've been pretty good at, but today obviously let us slip a little bit.
And obviously Matt Jovanovic played really well, kicking 7 goals for you. His ability to win marking contests one-on-one duels is just integral for your team, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's a team lifter, when he's not in the right position and he can take a mark like that, or he can take a back mark, and he's obviously a good player. And he's super strong, and there's not a lot of guys that are sort of strong enough to match him one-on-one, and even in that pack marking, he's actually quite quick for a big man as well. So he lifts the team when he's playing like that, and even when he's not kicking goals, he competes really hard and he chases and he puts pressure on for a big guy. So whether he's kicking goals or not, he's still pretty valuable to us down there.
And finally, Lee Harding obviously only came in from VFL. Do you sort of prepare, even though he kicked 3 goals, probably wasn't too influential, do you sort of prepare a sort of game style for him, or did you know what to expect from him?
I've obviously seen, like everyone has, seen him play a lot of football. We know he's a good player. We sort of saw it as a bit of a strange one for someone to come in and play one game and then not play the rest of the year. But it sort of gave us something to play for a little bit more, I suppose. We gave guys jobs to play on him, and to play on a player that's played that many AFL games, and I think he's played 160, 180 AFL games, so a very good player. So probably gave us a little bit of a lift in a way too, with our young blokes to be able to play on him and learn from him as well.
Thanks very much, boys. Well, we all know the Cats have got a big clash with the Blues tonight, and News Geelong caught up with their coach, Chris Scott, before the match. Now, Scotty, do you think Carlton has had the wood over Geelong in recent times?
I find it really hard to comment on whether that's factual or not, that they've had the wood on us. There is a bit of a view out there that their small forwards are very hard to combat. So that's another big challenge for us. Eddie had to fast track. We expect the ball to move up and down pretty quickly. But Carlton have changed the way they play a little bit as well. I think they're defending pretty well. They're certainly tackling very well. And everyone knows how good they are offensively. So it's a challenge for us. We don't read too much into it at all. But the little bit you do read into our NAB 4 game against Carlton at Vizzy, they were pretty physical, and they probably should have won that game. So we won't be taking them lightly.
Would you rather a big match like this against Carlton be played at the MCG?
Yes and no. I can understand the rationale, but I also read Carlton's comments this morning. It's a logistical nightmare to move a game like that at short notice, with the corporate hospitality and all those sort of things. We'd love to play at the MCG in front of a big crowd, but the other side of the coin is we haven't played at Etihad this year, so the style of football is a little bit different there, and we need to get used to that as well. So we're not unhappy the games that Etihad by any stretch.
Are you concerned about Brad Ottens and how he's been pulling up?
There's always going to be a concern. We're always going to ask ourselves a question after every game with Otto. But we're on record as saying we don't expect him to play every game this year. But he's pulled up well from the game and he's in pretty good shape. But your question's really valid, and it's probably one you could put to me after every game this year, because we're just going to have to assess it as we go. But I think it's pretty safe to say he won't play every week.
How far is Nathan Vardy away from selection?
Very close. Yeah, can't get much closer. Our VFL team have got a bye this week, so he doesn't get his chance to press again if he doesn't play AFL footy. But he's going to play in the next 3 or 4 weeks, I guarantee it. Well, I shouldn't guarantee it, should I? But that's as big an endorsement as I can give you.
Finally, Scotty, how much time do you and the coaching staff put into Chris Judd?
Yeah, a lot of time. We'll put a lot of theoretical time into Chris Judd as a coaching group, but again, the players have got to get it done, and we have a lot of faith in them. Our players have a lot of input into the way we play, so they'll be involved in our planning. I haven't seen anything work against Judd on a consistent basis. There's no formula, but it's safe to say that we'll have to try a number of different things against him, and Mark Murphy for that matter as well. He's developed into a terrific player. My view is that he's always been a great offensive player. He looks to me to be a better defensive player and a better contested player this year than he's ever been.
Thanks for your time, Scotty. Good luck to you and your boys tonight. Well, now it's time to catch up with Falcons big man Jay Lever. You're playing Vic Metro this weekend. How many Falcons can we see running around for Vic Country?
I believe there's 10 Geelong Falcons boys. I'm not sure if any of them are injured that can't play, but yeah, there's 10 that are on the list. So,
were you on that list last year?
Initially, I was, but then when I got to cutting people, because I was bottom age, I got the flick. So yeah.
So I assume you're pretty rapt to be in the squad this year.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously, all the boys down here aspire to play AFL, so that's just a stepping stone to reaching that goal.
What sort of things will you be looking to get out of the match?
I guess just a bit of confidence. Obviously, if I do play, then and I play a good game on the weekend, then I'll have that confidence to play against some of the other teams. So yeah.
Just tell the audience a little bit about yourself. What position can we usually see you running around in?
I've been sort of playing a few different positions this year. Ruck, it's been 200 centimetres, so they want me in there. Full forward, centre forward, in the back line, so yeah.
Well, the actual Falcons have a week off before they take on the Murray Bush Rangers, so is there any boys that would be looking forward to the break with injuries?
Not that I can think of. I think there's a few boys that are, maybe even the bottom age boys that would like the rest just because of the heavy workloads, that sort of stuff. So yeah, I guess a few of those boys.
Thanks for your time, Jay. Hope it all goes well for you, mate. Well, that's it for me this week. I'll be back on Wednesday night, but until then, it's back to you, Meryl.
Thank you, Nathan, and go Cats. And now to the latest Geelong weather information for the weekend and into the start of next week. Good evening, Lani.
Thank you, Meryl. This cold weather is set to continue, so let's take a look at the forecast. For the weekend, Saturday will be a cloudy day and becoming windy in the afternoon, a top of 19. For Sunday, cloudy day with areas of rain easing to scattered showers later in the day, a top of 19 again. To start off next week, Monday becoming windy with scattered showers around Geelong and a top of 15. And for Tuesday will also be a windy day with a chance of showers and a top of just 14. Wednesday, a cool day again with an expected showers around Geelong at this stage and a max of 14 again. And for Thursday, we've got a top of 15, a few showers possible in Geelong as well. And today we had a rather nice day, some nice periods of sun over Geelong. At times we had a low of 8 and a top of 19. And that's the weather outlook for the next few days. Have a great weekend. I suggest rugging up and having a nice warm cup of tea. Back to you, Meryl.
Thank you, Lani. And thank you for joining us on this Friday evening. I'm Meryl Friend, and from all the team at News Geelong, have a good night and a great weekend. And Graham, if you're at home watching, which I'm sure you are, we hope you're feeling better, and take your time and smell the flowers.